Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, NoPing versus Balrogs is on its way. In the first game, NoPing did manage to edge it out just barely, but of course, if we have to believe what Bowie said previously, this should go obviously to game number 3. So give me your analysis. Is that going to happen, considering everyone's picking the same heroes?
Yeah, doesn't really give me a lot of confidence. I feel like that Visage was the highest comfort they could have ever given Brax, and I feel like he's probably the biggest question mark. You know, everyone on NoPing has been playing the entire of DPC. That's not like a shot to Brax. It's just like how it works. You know, you take a break. It's going to take a while until you get used to it. And the heroes that they're pressuring, I don't feel like, you know, Tiny really deserves the ban. I do feel like the Marcy deserves one, though. I feel like Marcy was one of the biggest reasons the Mandy anti-mage looked as good as he did. So that's pretty good. But, you know, I still feel like NoPing could find a draft where Mandy has a good lane. They do have overall last pick this time, which was not the case in the first game. So we'll see what Balrogs does. I am scared for them. I don't feel like they addressed enough issues. They addressed just a couple of those.
Yeah. Wait, what? DK? Okay, that's a slight little turn up on what I thought. Of course, Balrogs, I mean, they could ban the Visage, which I think was also a good choice, but as you can see, they also banned the Beastmaster and Timber, so they're really trying to make sure that Brax does not have the heroes he wants to play. Unfortunately, even for a player that's been gone for a while, you know, it's all muscle memory for him. So he has a pretty diverse hero pool in that regard. And if you can play Visage or Beastmaster, you can play, you know, Centaur or DK or the other ones that have very low skill cap comparatively to
No, I know. But I feel like the itemization of Visage is just the bread and butter of the patch. Like, you have this hero that is broken, inherently broken, and he just builds all of the items you want to just group up and win the game. So I agree. You know, he probably can play other heroes. Not like he's gonna play like a 5k MMR player because he doesn't have the Visage. But Visage is way too good, and when you have a specialist on the enemy team and you lose to it, I think it probably warrants a ban. But nonetheless, we see this DK being picked against the Puck. That makes a lot of sense. Probably going to be the Leo-style hero. And I'm assuming we're going to see a 5 being picked now because it makes a lot of sense to give Mandy the overall last pick.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned one important aspect, of course, the Puck versus DK. There is a like 0 kill potential between them. Maybe 5% chance that there might be a kill between them, but only if rotations happen. Underlord, very solid against the CK, obviously. His ulti is amazing. The new ulti, I really love it. It's an interesting mix between the two drafts. Like NoPing currently have, give or take, 3 offlane heroes, so they kind of have a pick your poison shenanigan going on, and I have absolutely no idea how they're going to exactly lane this.
I mean, that's cool, actually, because, I mean, they could be playing DK support, as far as I know. They could be playing Visage support. Very hard to really pinpoint, but the Underlord pick was great, because does the same thing, I guess, a very similar thing than what the DK does, which is the Pit of Malice plus Athos is really annoying for the Puck to play against, and at the same time, he counters the Chaos Knight. So I really like that part of their draft. They also kind of like an offlaner on Balrogs, which could mean that the Underlord was a good hero for them. So I think they just did a lot of really good shenanigans here. And now they need this Bandy hero, right? Unless Monkey King is going to be the hero he plays.
It wouldn't be too bad, I guess, Monkey King as the safe laner, but honestly, Kim looks so good last game. Got a couple of very good boundless strikes from the trees. Very nasty to control as well. Of course, the Puck had to dream call them pretty much every single time. I hope to see another Kim Monkey, but that brings the question, like, is this a mid DK offlane Underlord 5 Visage then, or how are they planning on laning this?
Yeah, they'll wait for this pick, and then they'll probably make their decision. They have like 2 minutes of reserve time, so they have plenty of time to decide here. Like the Underlord is definitely a core, that's for sure. Everything else is kind of over the place. You know, it could be, I mean, even Visage Carry is, you know, the Hawk plays it, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't really say that Mendy is the sort of player that would play Visage Carry, so probably not gonna happen.
I've seen DK safe lane as well recently.
Yeah,
Wasn't a
Madu liked
success. It was terrible, but it got played.
It's okay. It's fine, but I feel like you usually want to pick that DK when you have like either a really good lane combo, like a Grimstroke, or if you're gonna counter some sort of like illusion hero, which right now I feel like there's little to no chance of happening because you already have Underlord. There's no way Balrogs is gonna pick like, you know, PL or any illusion hero for that matter.
You also have the plus of Underlord having that damage reduction aura. Then you've got the Visage who goes for the Wraith Pact, and then you have 0 damage coming in on towards the NoPing side. So with
Just pick Pugna, and that's literally 0 damage coming from Balrogs.
Yep, that would mean a very rough game for the Balrogs. But right now, Razor last pick. You think it's a Benny Razor, or are they gonna give the Razor over to Hijack?
I mean, they have the flex, right? If the Monkey King is off lane, if the Monkey King is carry, you probably play CK carry, I think, because your timings are pretty fast and the Razor lanes well versus him. If if they go for a range carry for NoPing, then you probably play Razor carry, I think, and put the CK there.
Okay, and well, if you can put your mind in the weird draft of NoPing, what do you think their final decision will be?
I think their final pick will be Anti-Mage.
It's banned. So, very bad choice there. Again, round 2.
I think their final pick is going to be
Juggernaut. Nope. Third time.
Faceless Void.
Faceless Void.
No, I'm joking. I literally have no idea what they're gonna do. Like they can do anything they want. They can pick a 5. They can pick but it's probably gonna be a Mandy hero. So if we're gonna be honest about it, it has to deal with the static link. So Void is like okay-ish. They just don't have a lot of damage inside Chronosphere, which is why I'm not super keen on it. I guess what else deals with that? Maybe PA?
Bring out your own bristle.
I mean, it's not bad. It would be really hard for them to kill anyone. They don't really have a vessel here unless Puck goes for it, which sounds okay. But doesn't strike me as a Mandy hero as well. You know, he's the TA, I'll carry, good luck team sort of guy.
Or he picks the Weaver, which I mean,
this is really good.
Weaver has been banned out, I think, all 3 games previously in the last phase.
It's a sleeping hero. You know, Mason plays a lot on his stream, and I played it a lot recently, and I think the hero is underrated. It's probably one of the only heroes that can rush Maelstrom with literally no items besides like a Wraith Band, and you just farm incredibly fast. The talents are good on this hero, and it is a great matchup versus Razor. We saw Parker. I'm not sure if you were casting that game. Parker playing Weaver carry versus Medusa, and he just shredded the Medusa. So I think it's a really good last pick, and I think NoPing did a good job. I'm definitely going NoPing. I think they have the Visage that really did amazingly well in game 1, and just a good Mandy hero. What more can you ask?
It is a Duna Visage, so they did swap it around a little bit. Brax Underlord.
Sorry.
And then Elias TK. So there's a slight variation coming through on the NoPing side. They do have heroes that are pretty hard to kill, except for the Weaver and the Monkey King in this case. But the Weaver, of course, can... Like, their main goal is to try to keep the Weaver alive. Most of the spells to control the Weaver are also kind of skill shots for the enemies. Yeah. Like, the Ice Bath is very easy to dodge. CK stuns should never connect, because if you Shikuchi and they don't have vision of you in that split second, it won't connect at all. Same with the The Dawnbreaker stun, really hard to hit on a Weaver because he's so elusive. I do agree with you. Like, the only thing they have that can control the Weaver this game is the Dream Coil.
Yep. Pretty similar to game 1, right? Like, the anti-mage, his only, like, real fear was the Dream Coil. The problem in that game is that it was easier to connect other spells into the Dream Coil, whereas because of the Sukuchi, as you pointed out, gonna be hard to follow up stuff on him. But that's also a game where Mandy is not as enabled as he was. There's no Marcy to power him up. All of the Visage items will come much later, because it is a done-how Visage. And first blood for Balrogs. So there you go. That's how we get to game 3.
Oh, they give it to Robo Z. That was actually kind of funny. They had him completely surrounded, and everyone hit him like crazy. Robo Z wasn't even there, and then just throws out an Illusory Orb. Everyone stops attacking, and he dies with like 15 HP left on on Brax. So that was pretty neat. Also, Brax walked bottom lane, so that might immediately call Balrogs to go for a rotation in a different lane, because why would the Underlord be bottom if he would be playing top?
Yeah, yep. But feels like they actually want to lane into Benny, which makes a lot of sense, because you do have that Sukuchi, so you don't care about the Razor. Whereas Brax would probably be pretty sad laning versus Benny. But speaking of him, he finds himself a Monkey King to whip.
Yeah, a bit of damage onto Kim there. And Benny, yeah, they're kind of in turmoil. God, it's been a long time since I've seen the lane shuffle being performed here, where they're not sure where they should head, missing out the entire first creep wave, which of course will go to the sports. Brax is now in the bottom lane, and that's exactly where they're going to be sending out Benny. The question is, will NoPing concur with that lane swap shuffle as well and send Brax towards the top? Or will they just stick with these lanes, which, in all honesty, it probably is also not that bad.
No, it's pretty good, because as long as Brax has control over this ball camp, which, by the way, was not blocked, he has the Creep Equilibrium advantage. The problem with laning versus Razor is when he can run you down. There's no way that's going to happen when he has the tower to protect him. But we do have a little pause here. Some Kale happening, apparently.
That was Chinese, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is like stuttering or lag in Chinese, I think.
Yeah, old school. It's been a while since I've...
Boomer memes. Sorry, guys. I'm old. I'm decreptic.
Oh.
Literally can't play Dota anymore. My hands just don't click.
My brain never clicks, so don't worry.
Well, yeah, we do have him back, and we have this CK Jakiru lane, so...
Okay, what lane do we need to watch? The almighty Bowie.
Let me think again. I think top has higher chance because of First Blood. Like, Weaver sure has Sukuchi, but like the cooldown's pretty big. Dunhao actually left the lane without Grave Chill, so he cannot protect himself. If they do get like level 2 faster than Balrogs, pretty sure he just dies. No Fairy Fire, no stick.
Yeah, that's dangerous. FG, G. And of course, Mandy has to be a prick. Really? Like, the pause was for your team. Just let them unpause when they're ready. Wait.
Oh boy. Oh.
Oh my god. Just let them. Okay. Don't pressure
something's
them.
happening.
Yeah, they might be like, you know, they're spamming G. Go, 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 and they weren't ready, but someone was like, oh yeah, we can go, and someone else was, you know, bio break still or something.
Exactly.
Just take your time so that we don't have to have 50 pauses.
There you go. We're back.
Okay.
Now the fight resumes. But will it follow the same thread?
Lifestyle taking a lot of damage in mid so far from RoboZ. Lifestyle did absolutely dominate in the first game in that mid lane matchup. This time it should also not be too problematic, but RoboZ should be able to at least have a bit better scenario, because DK kind of does no damage to a puck.
Yeah, but he also takes very little damage once he gets the level 2 aura, once he gets that stick. He has Bracer already, so yeah, he's gonna be fine. Now, one problem is, even though I don't think Brax is gonna die in this bottom lane, he is gonna get out CS, because there's still gonna be like a decent amount of damage missing. Him, can secure the range creep doing stuff like that. But besides that, even though the experience might not hurt, I don't think this is gonna be like a free game like Brax had in the first game, where that Visage was like destroying a TA, right? That was very bonkers, actually.
Tim has 6 creep kills as well, so definitely not too shabby for a Monkey King. Just using that level 1 tree dance the entire time. Eat himself on top of everything in the meantime. Okay, a lot of damage top onto Hijack. Needs to be a bit careful. Visage is one of the most nasty heroes to deal with in the laning stage. He has a 210 burst damage spell at level 1.
Yeah, just a 4-second cooldown. That's what makes it balanced,
That's better for everyone. Speaking of Tuna, he's in a bit of trouble. We'll be stealing up that bounty in the meantime, but should die regardless. And, well, popping the mango there would be a little bit sad, so won't even attempt it. Will falter in the meantime, and that is, well, the first kill after, of course, Brax dying did happen in the top lane, as you did predict correctly.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, overall, looking very good here for Mandy once again. I love his build. That is pretty much what the best Weavers are doing right now. Bassi is just broken on this hero. Like, you want to play aggressive. It's one of those carriers that actually farms fast because you rush the mill, but you still get to play aggressive in lane, which is the dream. So just having that extra mana regen for your support so that you always have spells to cast is great. And wouldn't be surprised to see him just rushing the Javelin now.
This will provide.
Radiant have fortified
Curious,
their
how much mana
structures
regen
against
does No Talisman gives? 0.75. Only half of the Ring of
Oh, yeah.
Bassi mana regen.
And that's for 2 people with the Bassi. So if you get it fast, it's such value. Hello. That's a dead Jakiro.
So vulnerable.
Mandy doing a pretty good job so far in the laning stage. The thing is, without any vision on from the die side, which they do of course have in the area, it's really hard to kill off a Weaver unless he makes a mistake and Shikuchi's too far before his Shikuchi cooldown drops. You can dodge Chaos Bolt very easily, and well, for Reality Rift is a very annoying spell to always connect for obvious reasons. Fog is your worst enemy in that situation.
Hijack, though, struggling here. Doesn't have any HP regen, only that Bracer. And the problem is there's no HP regen on Mandy, but he's a ranged hero, so he definitely... And the lane is pushing towards him, so he's definitely fine. We'll eventually get a... Oh, they lose the Monkey King bottom.
I'm not a god.
Well, Brax doesn't have the mana for his Firestorm, unfortunately, was a little bit off. Benny is very low, but they did manage to secure a kill in bottom. Top lane, actually, Hijack going in onto Duna, gets the kill. In comes Mandy to do a little bit of harass, but there were a couple of situations, like if they had a sentry right there, they probably kill off Mandy. If they had a sentry right there, slightly before that, they probably would have had a kill on Mandy. It was very close to be able to secure him a multitude of times, but he does not die just yet.
Biases himself as well. And he does go for treads. Okay, so definitely feeling a little bit of the heat, a little bit of the pressure from that burst damage. So treads, no problem in going treads, although sometimes you can get away with that build. I mentioned mid lane. We do see the rune going towards the DK. So there's going to be a lot of tower pressure coming from NoPing. Very different game this time, since they do have that DK on the Radiant side.
Oh, RoboZ dropping low, but Duna is the one that's actually getting killed. The Dream Coil onto Leostyle as well. TP from the Jakiro. And Leostyle very tanky with the level 3 Dragon Blood, but there's 3 heroes on your behind, and that is the kill secured. They went too deep, and NoPing gets punished hard. Now RoboZ has top of the board net worth.
Very uncharacteristic mistake by Leostyle. He broke the coil, and he had Fairy Fire and Stick, so he would definitely survive if he didn't break the coil there. Fortunate, but good rotation from Balrogs, and once again, good early game from them. Feels like, you know, it really doesn't feel like that team is 0-3 right now. It's kind of crazy how, like, I feel like they're playing pretty decently, you know? It doesn't really reflect their score.
Yep, it's weird that Balrogs are 0-6. Because they definitely have very skilled players. I mean, obviously, they played Division 1 last season. Of course, there are some changes in most of the rosters compared to the previous season. I think there's only one from the previous season right now playing for the Balrogs, and I will have to look up who that was. Maybe Pamplona?
Bottom lane, though, they find Braxito.
And the TP got cancelled. While Duna dies in the top lane, Hijack taking a lot of damage, but he has 14 magic wand charges, and he's just hoping that Mandy walks in.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Alright. So Weaver having the time of his life, but mid lane, RoboZ has...
Oh, that regen so close. Oh! That was too close for comfort.
Definitely tickled, but not enough to get the kill for Leostyle. Another use of the Dragon here. They're defending the tower pretty well. You know, that's the second use. Power is like half HP, so... Overall, I think Balrogs really addressing that very well. Top lane, it's probably the Jakiro.
Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. Hijack being chased down. TP coming in from the puck, though.
TP.
Dream Coil onto Mandy. Silenced up. Quickly gotten taken care of. And that is Mandy down. For a very good rotation from RoboZ coming in.
Great bait by the CK there. And also an overextension by Mandy. I don't think he knew Puck was not in the lane. They knew that he was gonna have that TP, but maybe surprised to see him. Didn't expect Puck to be ready this fast, but you know, this hero is very quick and he did go for boots. So with the Illusory R plus boots, he can definitely get back to fighting shape very quickly.
Hijack top lane this time will not be able to survive. Both the supports jump on him. Mandy's here as well, but they're just going to go for 5-5, who just TP'd in. That Jakiro is very much in trouble. No TPs available except for the Razor, who does not really want to go that direction. And yeah, they know exactly what's happening. The Jakiro will maybe stay alive. In comes Pamplona, who just got level 6. They get the kill on Kim. Somehow that goes well. Fiend's Gate gets dropped, so Pamplona could actually take the Fiend's Gate back to the bottom lane. And yeah, he's just going back to bottom where he came from.
Yeah, I feel like NoPing is forcing the issue, but they're too spread out. So like they went for display without Leostyle. Speaking of him, does get a haste rune. So if they can get a couple of kills, this probably tower. Oh, nice dodge by Hijack. Really nicely done. But yeah, there's Catapult Wave. They want to use this. The problem is the Dragon Form is about to expire. He probably already had it turned on for a while.
A rough scenario, but of course Mandy is still decently farmed. Going for the Millstone as you mentioned. Did go for the full power treads, so not glass cannon or, you know, boostless as you see some of the Weavers go to get the items as fast as possible.
Yeah, with considering the way he's playing, definitely makes sense. He's being very aggressive. You know, participated in a lot of the kills here, but that also ended up killing him once, so that is unfortunate. For Hijack, he's going for that pretty standard Echo Saber. And Razor with the Falcon Blade BKB. That's Bait is looking pretty good this game. I feel like even though there's not that much carry potential like he had with the TA, NoPing, it's gonna take a while until they're ready to fight.
It's gonna take until the Weaver has a BKB pretty much. And it wouldn't surprise me if he goes Maelstrom BKB on the Weaver, just so that they have a chance of taking an engagement right now, because Robos he Dream Coils him. Okay, did you just hear that?
What?
Okay, that was just massive lightning. Right.
Oh, I
outside.
didn't.
That was I saw a big bright light and okay. If I cut off, it was nice knowing you.
Okay. All right. I could say I'll cast, but you're the one hosting all of this, so even if I'm casting, the viewers wouldn't hear my voice. Puck gets a Dunyao.
Familiar soon enough. Oh, actually, yeah. They're not going for it. There's going to be the heal bomb coming in. Benny still healed up. And Kim snapped on the coil. They cut the tree, taken down, and another one secured. 12-3 right now. The CK comes in. Liesel gets dragged back, and that is not a tanky DK at all. Big rotations coming out from Balrogs. Get themselves 3 kills. And they even find the Visage familiar to boot, going for the tier 1 tower towards mid. It's looking dicey here for NoPing. Last game, it took forever for the Balrogs to get their BKBs available. This time they're going for it as soon as possible, especially on Benny. He really just wants to be able to run everything down.
Oh, Weaver TP. I do like this. I feel like Mendy actually found a pretty good balance between farming and fighting. There were lots of times where the anti-mage showing up in either early fights or that Roche fighting game 1, where you could see the impact of his rotations, and that's another one. Like, you don't want to give that tower away, and even though his Maelstrom was not ready or not in his inventory, he still shows up just to dissuade Balrogs of brute forcing it. Like, those small things as a carry, they matter a lot, even if you don't get any kills. So, really happy with the way he's playing right now. Benny, don't.
Oh, there we have the Fiend's Gate. Benny is in trouble. Rotations are not to be made. The Dawnbreaker doesn't have his ulti available, and Benny... Okay, they're taking quite some time to kill him. That's the beauty of the Falcon Blade this early on, but nonetheless, he is gonna falter, and they do manage to get rid of the top net worth player from the Balrog side.
Yeah, it was a really good rotation. Can just see the impact of that Visage hero. Literally has a 6 seconds low and 2 seconds stun on a very low cooldown. But this means Balrogs can get the tower, so very good read by them. But yeah, you could even say that this tower falling is more important than the Razor dying. So overall, I think this is pretty decent for Balrogs. BKB is gonna be ready. I think the biggest hurdle they'll have for Balrogs is this game. They cannot force Roche. Their team is very garbage at forcing Roche. So what can they really do with those BKBs? They don't really force towers all that well either. This Jakiro, he has 2 points in Liquid Fire. So even though they have all of these power spikes aligning, using them might be very tricky against NoPing.
Gotta be a little bit careful there. Random Razor catch can give away your position. But yeah, indeed, that is always an aspect, of course, that's pretty rough to beat. NoPing do have the Visage and the DK, so they have okay-ish tower push on their side. Balrogs very lacking unless Razor gets like an Ags, which I don't think is going to be anywhere in his plans for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, right now he just wants that BKB, which he does get. So yeah, I wonder how they're gonna mitigate those problems. I guess you do have... I mean, it's pretty rough, not gonna lie. I don't know how they'll translate this gold advantage into meaningful things. They just have to win like this gigantic team fight. They really need good smokes, good aggressive vision, which they kind of have. There's this jungle ward that, by the way, just spotted the NoPing smoke. And they also do have this like jungle entrance of the triangle vision ward, but Empire Flight.
He gets away. Kim on that monkey did go for power treads. That's actually kind of surprising on the monkey, because that is definitely a hero that does not need boots. kind of like the Weaver or Lycan, because you're just jumping from tree to tree anyway.
You're right. It is. Yeah, usually when you see boots on that hero, it's either Tranquils or even like phase boots for the armor and the move speed. The tread, I guess he's just like farming with tree dance, so the tread switch helps, but yeah, not the. I don't know how much he can contribute this game at this build. Feels like some wasted gold for sure.
Yeah, I thought, you know, maybe that would work it again to catch out Robo Z, because they have, I mean, they have a couple of stuns, and especially the Rod of Atos now being done on Brax is pretty big against the puck, as you mentioned during the drafting. Smoke on smoke. Robo Z gets a silence and a 3-man dream call. In comes the leap. No one to really get stunned up in that position, but they do manage to get 1, make that 2. Looking for 3. They need to run away. That was a superb dream call from Robo Z. Brax quickly trying to run away. But can he disengage is the big question. Robo Z is still chasing. He's got the beetle on him, which of course reduces his armor by 1,000,000 in the process, but Brax is still going to die. And Mandy on the back line is going to get stunned up. He can't even get the time-lapse going. Big fight for Balrogs right next to the Roche pit. Are they going to be heading in, or do they think it's a little bit too risky considering their HP? And it seems it's going to be the latter.
I think even if they're full HP, I'm not sure if that Roche really drops fast enough. So that is really my concern. At the end of the day, sure, NoPing feeds lots of kills there with this unfortunate smoke where they actually had no vision. So very wishful thinking smoke. But the problem is they win this fight on Balrog's side of the map. So they can't really rush because their draft is not great at that. They can really push. So this might be a very slow game, and then it kind of boils down to the matchups here. Because sure, the Weaver is really good versus Razor, but I feel like if Benny just gets like a refresher eventually, he just runs down the DK or the Underlord, and it doesn't matter that the Weaver's damage not being drained. I feel like the Weaver's gonna struggle to really kill anyone, because at the end of the day, everyone is mega tanky on Balrogs. You have Jakiro and Dawnbreaker. Jakiro's not a strength hero, but his strength gain is massive. You have Razor that also has a massive strength gain for an Agi hero. And Puck elusive, right? So what items can you really go? You're going BKB on this Weaver, but ideally you would need the Gleipnir and maybe like an Orchid. There's so many items for Mendy to kill people. It's not going to be like the anti-mage game where he would just blink onto someone and solo kill them.
Oh, Brax on the side, stunned up, trying to run away, but another kill comes in. And yeah, I definitely do agree. They're so tanky on the side of Balrogs, and it's really rough to make any dent in them. Currently, Mandy is very close to finishing up the BKB, so he can at least do a little bit more. But even with the BKB, it just means that you don't get stunned up. You still don't get rid of these supports at all.
Yeah. And you also have the heals of the Dawnbreaker. This is a game, like Pamplona really struggled game 1. He was like 1-5 in the middle of the game. He's 4-0 right now. Already has the Mac going for the Vlads. So the actual 5-man of Balrogs, if they ever get Aegis, I think that's going to take a while, is really hard to stop. Like, there's not real split push coming from NoPing. You know, maybe this Monkey King can split push a bit, but it's not as like impactful. It doesn't really force you back to the base like the Anti-Mage and the Lina would in game 1.
He's even going for the BKB on the Monkey as his second item, so full core build. I don't know. I don't, even with the BKB, what is he realistically going to do in the fight? Boundless Strike, that's it. Just stand
He's gonna bling. He's gonna shine. All right. And sometimes shining is a beautiful thing.
Well, the Dawnbreaker shines a lot more than a Monkey King.
Yeah, especially when she is 4-0. Bottom, I'm sorry, top. They find the position 5 Visage. And yeah, this... I told you we're going to have a game 3. It is definitely looking closer and closer to a very hard game. Like, in game 1, even though NoPing was behind the whole time, you could see the timing where their draft was going to be strong. I really like don't see it this time. Leo Style is very underfarmed. He's not playing that, you know, Lina that rushes travels BKB. He's just a DK. Oh, okay. What is Brax doing?
Brax trying to run away with the TP,
Oh!
but the stun from Pamplona interrupts it. Oh, that is sadness right there. Brax is really not having a good game. Not on the Visage this time. 0, 5, and 2 on the Underlord. And yeah, he just doesn't have any playmaking potential really on the Underlord. Except for, of course, the Fiend's Gate to try and join a fight. But for the most part, they are on the defensive. And same thing with the DK. Like, he's got Blink Stun, which is great. But you pointed out the most crucial factor. Who are you? Like, the puck is technically the weakest? No, the Jakiro at the moment is, I guess, the weakest. Jakiro still is walking around with 7 armor and 1500 HP. He's not weak.
Nope, not at all. And, you know, without the Orchid, as we pointed out, with this Kim skill build this time, yeah, I really struggle to see how NoPing can make... Like, the only thing I can see them doing is sneak Roche if for some reason Balrogs just group up bottom. You know, if they decide to take this tier 2 without really taking Roche. The bugs with the... You know, it's gonna be very slow, but they have drums. Like, I'm sure the bugs minus armor is gonna stack up enough. But besides that, they don't really smoke well at all. Everyone is tanky, so even if you find one, it might take enough time for everyone from Balrogs to be there. And they don't have late game. So it's a really weird state of affairs right now. They just lost the lanes really hard. I didn't expect their draft to lose the lanes as hard as they did.
Kim Scott, just for good measure, finishes him off. And continues his stride of being absolutely impeccable in game number 2. Game 1, to be fair, Robos, even though he did have a struggle against the Lina mid, he did play a very good game 1. I think later portions of game 1, you know, would have liked to see a little bit more initiation from him because they got jumped by Mandy every single time instead of them being the ones initiating. But for the most part, he still played a really good game 1.
I would definitely agree. No! He had BKB, but that blink on Hijack. Dude, I gotta say, you know, we were talking about players that did really well in game 1. Hijack also played a really good game 1. I think, like, he was not in a position to really, like, solo carry the game. But a lot of these blink stuns on Mandy, I think out of these 3 kills, it was 2 were probably out of Hijack just getting a good Chaos Bolt into the follow-up of this Dawnbreaker. So I love his build. I think he's on point right there. And this might be the Roche fight we were talking about.
Well, Brax just TP's in to TP out immediately. It just came in. Hello, guys. Oh, no. Disengage, disengage.
Goodbye. Yeah, now they're strong enough.
It still takes quite some time, but it should eventually drop. You do have the Flads now, so you get the bonus damage, as well as the lifesteal. CK definitely enjoying his fun.
Alright, so refresher done on this Razor. Now going for the AC. Benny is looking super fly. And man, Kim with this build, I really struggle to understand what's happening here.
Wait, whose build?
Kim's build with the BKB on the Monkey King. It felt like he had a lot of impact game 1 with the Balance Strike and, you know, the Orchid. This game, struggling to really understand. And, like, this game, they even have, like, a faster timing. So I would say that the Orchid is, like, even stronger. But did go for this Treads BKB build.
The dire scan.
And they're hunting for him, but he is pretty hard to spot in the chase.
They know!
Oh, they scan him. He does get stunned, but yeah, there's no one else to back up for the kill, and it's just pretty much distracting him in the meantime. That's all that they managed to gain out of that chase. Plus a Macropire, of course, has been used.
Yep. All right, so in terms of tier 2, they still have like all of the tier 2s. There's still like a lot of real estate on NoPing, but I just like I click at their heroes and I don't understand.
Oh. Mandy this time won't get stunned up, gets himself the time lapse plus BKB, TP out. This is 9-second BKB charge, so that's not exactly what he wants at this stage in the game, but at least he stays alive. Going for the Daedalus next, realizing they're lacking damage, who's bringing in the heat. Hijack now in trouble, he's going to get jumped. They don't have Pamplona's ulti available, and Hijack tries to BKB sprint away, won't be able to disengage. Pamplona needs to run away as well, because that's a 6-kill streak they managed to pick up. Pamplona has a 5-kill streak, which you do not want to feed away, though RoboZ is here. Can they get a good catch? Well, Brax is going to be the best catch that they managed to find. The rest of the team disengaging. Kim jumping about still in the trees. They have an inkling that he's still in the area, but he's quickly going to go for the tree in a tree hiding spot.
Looks like he is going to be safe right there. Still pretty decent duration here on the Aegis. Not a bad trade for NoPing, if I have to be honest. Like overall, I feel like NoPing, like they should just be split pushing 24/7 this game. I feel like this is the sort of game where if it somehow lasts 50 minutes, maybe some of these heroes like this support Monkey King, the Visage gets like an Ags, and somehow you become strong at some point. Right now, I really don't feel that they have any place. So I'm fine with what they're doing. I feel like they should just split push. Ideally, maybe try to snatch second Aegis, because that's probably when Balrogs would be willing to go high ground. Besides that, you know, this is either going to be a 35-minute game or a 50-minute game. And Pamplona is pretty stinky, though.
Yeah, he survives a decent amount, but does he get away? Yes, he does. Jumps in, stays alive. No, the bugs finish him off. However, Mandy, Dream called up. They don't have Invis detection. Mandy, gonna get the scritchy going? No, he cannot. He will falter. They did get the kill onto Pamplona, but Mandy dies in return, and that is painful because it's not only Mandy, it is also Leostal. And mid and their safe lane are taken down for a, but in a sense, would be a position 4. Brax does get rid of another one in the meantime. They're all TPing out. Nice! Visage familiar stun to make sure RoboZ doesn't chase them down with that Uber gate.
Okay. But yeah, as you said, still such a costly fight. Felt like this Weaver... That is the problem with the Weaver, really. You're very timing reliant. This hero does fall off the late game, even with all of the talents and everything. So Mendy, I can understand why he's forcing plays like that. He understands he's not gonna be super strong. This Razor, if he ever gets, you know, AC Ags, he just solo carries the game. Weaver never really reaches that point, especially playing from behind. So that's kind of painful. I really liked the concept of the pick, but the other heroes from NoPing really struggled this game. It was only Mendy. Oh, Razor though.
Benny's gonna get jump stunned up.
Aegis is down.
Does have, of course, the BKB. Second BKB available as well. Staying away, but Mandy's going for the chase. BKB is about to end. Benny dies. Kill goes to Duna in the meantime. 2 kills secured so far. They don't have a buyback on either. Dream Coil gets thrown out. They need to be careful. Hijack will still bring in a lot of damage, but Balrogs have used most of their spells, so they kind of just need to dip out before they get caught. RoboZ is still trying to be a nuisance in the meantime here. Great 3-man Ice Path in the process, but luckily enough, Hijack's being held at bay. RoboZ is going to get stunned up. This could be a big turnaround play coming out for NoPing. RoboZ disengage time. He will falter, and there is Mandy with the damage coming in. Also, he did pick up the shard recently, which is a massive upgrade for the hero, considering you do split attacks on the entire enemy team. If you have that right now, Hijack is going to be the last one down, and he will die right before he falls, gets rid of Kim, but that net worth advantage, the massive lead they had, is just gone.
terrible mistake from Benny there. There's no reason for him to be there with the Aegis expiring. They thought that with the Dawnbreaker OT they would have enough heals. They were very wrong. And what was suddenly a 9k goal lead for Balrogs is now gone.
I think it was 11 at one point even.
Yeah. This is pretty bad. This is like... Oh my god.
It's not great. There's going to be the big heal bomb coming in. Jakiro is dead, but Mandy has, of course, the BKB pop. It's going to be forced to TP back. And we'll get the TP. That was like the last second of the BKB. Like, miniature right there. Could have been interrupted. They do manage to get away. They're the first ones to break high ground as well. Just one... Game 1 all over again. One bad team fight and NoPing take control.
Yeah, like the difference I think is in game 1 it was like actually NoPing's merit. Like they were the ones that set up that fight really well. This time like Balrogs, they had everything to win, and that was not great positioning from Benny. And now there's like a game. When you look at the net worth here, this Underlord now has a BKB. He's getting pretty close to the Lotus Orb that really makes the Razor's life hard. The Weaver with the Daedalus that he finished in the fight. I think he only had Crystallis when before they went for the Razor. So yeah, that's looking pretty good, and that's very close to Roshan spawning. So now NoPing, we talked about this. They can force Rosh if they want to, especially if Balrogs is just chilling in the bottom side of the map.
45 seconds Roche respawn time, a second Roche with the free shard. Always a nice little addition. They also have the Wraith back now on the Visage. So in the fights they survive a lot better. Weaver's done with the full Daedalus. Going for the Eye of Skadi next. And that Skadi especially is going to be massive against the Dawnbreaker. The healing reduction is going to be very crucial, because that is a very solid aspect of what they have on the Balrog side. The immense amount of healing that the CK has and the Dawnbreaker has and the auras that they have around it. They are going to need to try and subvert that completely. Jump in, comes through. The catch. Visage is going to drop quickly. Pamplona keeps them spread out in the fight. Kim with the Wukong's command, but the problem is Kim needs help and he needs to disengage. Does have the BKB to get him out of harm's way. Duna is dead. Roshan is up, but the lanes are being split in the meantime by Leostyle. And they're shoving it out as much as possible. You also have the... Ooh, Kim dies. That's huge. Weaver does have his extra Geminate attack now from his level 25 talent, so can burst out a lot quicker in a short amount of time. He's going to get spotted out, but Robo Z is almost gone in half a second, but the stun comes out onto Mandy. Robo Z going to get the kill. Nope, Mandy does get the turnaround play. Hijack, TP attempt, but no, the Daedalus comes through. Somehow, Mandy just on the very edge manages to turn it quickly around. That was a couple of seconds where I could go horribly wrong for the side of NoPing, but luckily enough they recovered and they are back in a reasonable stance.
I mean, yeah, that is the last like meaningful power spike of the Weaver. The 90 Geminate attack alongside the +1 Geminate attack. I feel like ever since they introduced talents, it took a long time for Weaver players to go for the +1 Geminate attack instead of Shukuchi charges. But we are at a state where this hero actually pretty much always goes for it.
Yeah,
and
to be fair, like it used to be where you pop Shukuchi and you had like 1,000 movement speed. And yeah, I take that to Shukuchi charges all day, every day in that situation as well.
True. It's not like that anymore. And this is gonna be ages for Mandy. I mean, the tides have turned completely now.
Shard given to the Underlord, so he can Firestorm on himself and stuff. It's always an interesting one.
Yeah, it's more damage. You know, the other ones that they had were either the position 5 Visage or the Monkey King one. Monkey King one is decent actually, but I'll probably also give it to Underlord.
Mandy, it's like a truck right now. They're going for the high ground push. And well, with nice extra Geminate attack, the high ground push is pretty solid for the Weaver.
By the way, click on the Dawnbreaker. Oh,
Oh, Mandy getting dragged back. Of course, still has the Aegis. There is going to be the Dawnbreaker coming in with his ulti. A little bit prematurely.
Dawnbreaker has Rapier and Deso queued up right now.
100% correct choice. With that shard, the damage is immense. I believe in the Dawnbreaker safe lane.
I would love to see it. I would love to see some of that.
Oh my god, Benny, that damage he takes in just a split second.
That's a Razor of AC, by the way. Still taking gigantic amounts of damage.
Yeah, Robo-C almost actually got one-shotted by the Weaver previously, by Mandy, so that was kind of fun to watch. Right now he's done with the full Scotty, so healing is also a lot weaker on the side of Balrogs, and that's why you should go for the Deso Shard Rapier build on the Dawnbreaker. Your healing is not the most important aspect anymore.
Smoke on smoke action, but that is not the target they want. That is definitely the hard kill, and there's an Aegis on top of it. So I think the best target for them is probably the DK if they can kill him before BKB.
Kim is also a nice one. He has a basher on the Monkey King now. And Benny, his teammates are nowhere to be seen right now. They will walk in from behind. Benny's dropping low, though, very quickly, taking a heap of damage. But he does have, of course, his static link and everything going on. Andy charging forward. Benny is in trouble. The assault with the Ags up on the high ground. Benny dies. Does have a buyback available, but they need to buy back quickly if they want to salvage this fight, because it's looking disastrous. They're almost all full HP on the side of NoPing. The DK is going in for Benny, who doesn't have a BKB available this time around, and Benny is going to die a second time. That should honestly be game, set, match. And Bowie, there will be a day when we will go to 3 maps, 3 games in Division 2, but that shall not be this day. This day, it's another 2-0 day.
It very much looks like it. They're already going for tier 4s. This Underlord right-clicking for plus 191, which surprisingly is actually less than what the Weaver is specking right now. Actually, it is more. Brax is the real carry here, as he pops his BKB, and they'll just brute force this. Brax. Okay.
Brax drops the gates, buys back, he's in. And there should be the finisher. They are going to kill off Manny. No, just out of reach, unfortunately. And Balrogs, 32-19 is how it ends. But a bad team fight and another loss. Another double loss. So that means Balrogs are 0-4, 0-8 in the DPC. NoPing are 1-2. And all of a sudden, it does not look that bad on their part.
Yeah, for sure. They looked pretty good, I would say. I think this draft was much harder for them than game 1. Actually, I'm not even that sure. All I can say is that NoPing, they felt way more stable, even when they were, like, both games, they were behind for a while. And we never faced them too much. I think this time, Mandy looked a little bit more shaky, but still, at the end of the day, he did carry. Pretty impressed overall. I think Brax is looking decent, right? He had a really hard lane game 2 and still was able to like come back and look good. Leo style kinda struggled game 2, but also came back. So, you know, maybe NoPing can climb back a little bit, because it was looking kind of grim for them, but it looks grim for Balrogs. I think they're pretty much guaranteed elimination, right? Being 0-4. I don't think you can come back from that.
Well, no, I don't think guaranteed. If they win the next 3 games, they'd be 3-4, which would still be doable, I guess, because then you probably have playoffs to play.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
If they're now 0-4, not playoffs, but tiebreakers and stuff, because there are probably going to be more teams that are going to be 3-4.
Maybe. I think their stats, like, there's not a team that lost 4 times and didn't got relegated.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that it is impossible to not get relegated.
Okay.
There is a very big
Dreamer
chance.
DKTruman here.
I believe, I believe in the Balrogs dream. And I mean, they looked pretty good, but again, 2 games. Honestly, both games they could have had. It's just they made mistakes at crucial moments in both those games, and it went horridly wrong. Especially that second game where just that 9k net worth gone, vanished, and one bad engagement coming through, which, you know, you don't want to point fingers, but Benny, you should not have been there.
Yeah. But, you know, that's why we love and hate this game, right? Sometimes it can come back from these miraculous fights and it feels amazing. Sometimes you're the one that were winning, felt like it was impossible to lose, did one silly thing, like pretty much one silly thing, and things kind of snowball out of control. That's why this game's amazing. Really nicely played by NoPing. They held tight. They never really tilted too much. I think most of the plays that they did were pretty on point. They almost didn't repeat a single hero, I want to say. I guess they repeated Visage, but not in the same player. Oh yeah, true. That was the only repeat that they had. And Balrogs, like, it's crazy because I know I said that, you know, they're gonna get relegated and stuff, but from this game, I wouldn't expect them to be a team that is 0-4. I think they actually like played really well, but very few big mistakes. You know, sometimes you can make a lot of small mistakes, and they are gonna hurt you less than some big ones, even if you make few of those. So Dota can be that sort of game sometimes.
Yep, Dota is a cruel mistress. Unfortunately, we love her, but we hate her so very, very much. But that is, of course, the conclusion of our show for the day. There will be more Dota, more SA Dota to be precise, and it's gonna be Infamous versus Wolf Team. The matchup, of course, will be highlighted there. HFN versus Parker. The rematch will. I'm definitely looking forward to watching that one. Unfortunately, we won't be casting it together, Bowie, but it was still a blast to have you again in Division 2 casting with me on the microphone as well. Thank you very much for joining me, and hope you enjoyed these games as well.
Oh, I did, and I'll be howling for Wolf Team. I think that, you know, after that Beast Coast win, there's definitely a lot of hope on what they can achieve. Infamous, though, these guys are looking really good. They were the ones that beat Thunder Awaken and have not lost a single game. Parker just looking amazing, really. So it feels like South America has this infinite amount of carry players that come out of nowhere. And yeah, guys, stay tuned. There's going to be like a 50-minute break until the game starts, but I think that is definitely a series worth watching.
Yep, so don't forget, recuperate, get yourself something to drink in the meantime. We're going to a break. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.